Remember historian Allan Lichtman, the Democrats' favorite election guru, and his 13 keys model for forecasting the outcome of elections, and how he was hilariously wrong again? Even though the model itself is actually pretty decent, he just was in such denial that he didn't actually apply it properly. Well, thankfully, he's been doing some media appearances trying to explain away not his mistake. It was the irrational electorate's mistake and misinformation and racism. But after this appearance on Piers Morgan's Uncensored show, which is the dumbest title for a show ever because he still wants Alex Jones completely banned from social media and was upset when Elon Musk restored his account. But that's a whole other story. But after this appearance on Pierce's show and a battle with Cenk Uygur over at the Young Turks, he may never rear his ugly head again.
Don't blame the voters. I think, look, we could get into this discussion, but one, I think you're blaming the voters. I think that's a terrible idea. Look, I debated Professor Lichtman before. I told him his theories about the keys were absurd. I was right. He was wrong. I said he'd lose his keys.
No, you were
Couldn't
not
find
right,
him
and
before
I
the
was
election.
not wrong. And that's a cheap shot, and I won't stand for it.
Well, who won, brother?
You should not be taking cheap shots at me.
Who won?
You want to make your
you
point,
live
make your
in
point.
a total
Don't make it
world of
personal.
denial.
I read your own followers' comments, and they all trashed you, every one of them, and supported me.
Yeah,
so quiet with your personal attacks.
Come find out again.
Make whatever point you want.
Yeah.
Don't
Look,
make it personal.
You don't know anything.
Who would have imagined that post-election, Cenk Uygur would be a voice of reason? But it gets even better. Wait for it.
You don't know anything.
You attacked me personally.
You're so deluded.
Oh, right. I've only been a professor for 51 years.
On this program, I've never been able to finish a thought.
How many books have you published?
I've actually published 14, sir, which are available on Amazon.com. Now, most of them also in hardcover as well.
Say whatever you want, but I'm not going to stand for
brother,
personal
you got it wrong.
Say
you were
whatever
preposterously and stupidly wrong. So, okay, all right. Can I just finish a goddamn thought ever on this show?
No, not if you're personally. I admitted I was wrong. I don't need you to call me stupid.
Okay.
Can I just say, it's great to see you Democrats all getting along so well.
Who taught you manners?
It's lovely to see a post-election harmony as you all come together again.
Hey, Allan, right now. Hey, Allan, you deserve a tall glass of shut-up juice, so can you just shut up for a second? And let someone who knows what they're doing.
You're so right, Pierce. You're so right. We're so unified right now.
You want, I will not sit here and stand for personal attacks, for blasphemy against me. You don't need to do that.
It's blasphemy to disagree with a Democrat, especially a self-described election forecasting guru.
You don't
blasphemy against you? Who the hell are you? Are you Jesus Christ, you loser? Okay, can I just give the correct answer for once?
You know, maybe we've been too hard on Cenk. He's coming to hate the Democrat Party almost as much as us. And while the Republican Party is far from perfect, the difference is night and day. And many of them are finally coming around, and we're going to have to hold their feet to the fire for the next 4 years to make sure that we can get the MAGA agenda. I can even look past their corny boomer jokes that would have been funny back in 2016 that they, for some reason, think are fresh today at the end of 2024.
Hi, I'm Steve Daines. My pronouns are Republican majority. I have a simple message for Chuck Schumer and for Bob Casey.
Actually, I have a message for you, sir. We're no longer going to tolerate cowardly conservatives who are in large part to blame for the country nearly sinking into a communist abyss. But there's still more mockery of Allan Lichtman that we need to get to. Here he is complaining before the election that the media wasn't complaining about Donald Trump enough.
And, you know, I love you guys in the media, but I have to say you are complicit in Donald Trump lying and conning his way to the presidency. You know, all the attention has been on Biden's faltering debate, but Donald Trump's debate was vastly worse. It was based entirely on lies, more than 30 significant lies. That's one lie.
Look at the CNN host's face. They're like, listen, sir, have you ever watched our network before? All we do is complain about Trump 24/7. After his failed prediction this time around, he did join the Clown News Network, in case you missed it, and blamed the voters and racism and Elon Musk.
And the keys, because the keys depend upon a rational, pragmatic electorate deciding based on governance, whether the incumbent party should get 4 more years. And we've seen
Where are the irrational ones? Certainly not him.
explosion of some trends that have existed before, but not to this extent. Disinformation.
The thing that they blamed Hillary Clinton's loss on in 2016, 8 years ago, which obviously was a code word meaning people were using social media to bypass the fake news from the mainstream media and get real news from, well, people like yours truly. Subscribe to my channel if you're new here, by the way, because you're not going to find independent analysis and content like this anywhere else.
Elon Musk is, I don't know how many hundreds of billions he has. He has been the director of misinformation.
So Elon Musk buying Twitter and not suppressing stories that were damaging to Kamala Harris this time around, like they did the Hunter Biden laptop story in 2020, that threw off his entire model. Fredo, who's working part-time over at News Nation, the fledgling cable channel, as an excuse to just get out of the house, had Mr. Lichtman on to pity him.
Yes, as I said, things could go wrong. There could be unprecedented events that change the pattern of 160 years of history. That's what happened here. Two things. Number one, disinformation. We've always had disinformation.
It just was so much worse this time. What disinformation were Republicans spreading? Again, it's a code word meaning damaging facts about Kamala Harris. People learned that she wanted to use our tax dollars to give transgender surgeries to illegal aliens who were in jail.
But disinformation has exploded to an unprecedented degree.
The truth has exploded to an unprecedented degree. And surprisingly, social media was quite a bit looser this time around. And then in 2020, we were a little bit more free to say the things that we wanted to say.
You talked about a grievance election, but a lot of that grievance was driven by disinformation. Starts with Fox News and conservative media, conservative podcasters with tens of millions of views.
Listen, sir, I'm not a podcaster and I'm not Fox News. You will address me as a YouTuber.
We've seen something brand new this time. The 300 billionaire Elon Musk.
Buying a social media network and not going along with the liberal agenda. Mr. Lichtman is having almost as big of a meltdown as the feminists on TikTok, and thankfully he's still doing interviews to show it off to us.
It was some 10 million Biden voters who decided not to vote this time, and that's directly tied to misinformation. They don't like Trump. But
no, they don't like that the Democrat Party went full communist. They don't like that the Democrat Party is paying for illegal aliens to stay in high-end hotels in New York City using our tax dollars. And the Democrats overplaying their hand by launching their ridiculously insane October surprise, accusing Donald Trump of being Hitler and all of his supporters being neo-Nazis, actually ostracized many normal blue-collar Democrats because they realized how full of crap they are.
Both sides can say things like this, like misinformation. It's hard to quantify.
If you don't let me make my points, why do you have me on?
No, we love it. It's a conversation. It's spirited. I think there's a little bit of a delay.
We're done.
I think we'd love.
Let me talk. What's the point?
You can.
Are you the expert or am I the expert? You can question.
Actually, sir, I'm the expert. I'll spare you for having to listen to Rosie O'Donnell on the look to her. She's obviously not taking things very well after the total victory now 2 weeks ago. And Saturday is the final day to order your special edition knit Trump Claus sweater from the newly redesigned markdice.com, or click the link in the description below. This is different from the Trump Claus sweatshirt and t-shirt that I launch every year, which also is available. But these are special knit sweaters. So the Trump Claus design is literally just knit right into the sweater itself. So special order, limited edition, got to get those orders in by Saturday so that you can get them in time for Christmas. So head on over to markdice.com, or click the link in the description below, and check them out.